Now, why CV is going to be game changer? Before I talk, let me quickly also check questions. Okay. All right. So please tell us about the total cost in the USMLE journey. Atibur Rahman. Atibur Rahman, you will actually find a video on MOKSH Academy YouTube channel on the costing involved in USMLE journey. Okay. So today's session is, as I said, not much in detail about USMLE, but I would, towards the end of the session, show you this MOKSH Academy YouTube channel as well, and we will talk about that. All right. How important are publication for CV, Himanshu? When you say publications, research, everything, you cannot, compartmentalize as okay, a checkbox. This is there, I will get match. No, it's the entire story on its own. Okay, quantity will not matter, quality will matter. It's all about story. Okay, and you will realize that towards the end of the story, end of the session, that it is nothing but how you convey your stories. All right, because as I said, the difference between people matching and not matching is only this conviction. Okay, so it was never about that okay, so and so has got 250 plus, only then he got match. Okay, please understand that. We'll talk about that. Okay, how should I prepare for USMLE? Shantanu, definitely I will at the end of the session flash numbers of people whom you can get in touch, because what we are doing for all the students who are attending the session today, we have organized a career orientation session. So you will be getting a call, and people will get in touch with you, and each one will get an individual career orientation session by our experts. All right, so they will clear every doubt on what students are doing on the MOKSH platform and how you will benefit from it. All right, perfect. So now let us talk about what is the scenario for CV. All right, let us quickly talk about that and why CV is going to be a very differentiating factor, and how do you prepare one. Okay, things are literally the same. You might have seen my earlier sessions also, but point is, the approach of students would have to change, and I'll give you exactly what students are doing, and where they are doing things right, and where they are doing some kind of errors. All right, so first of all, whenever we say that okay, we wish to consider, okay, let's say applying for a job somewhere. Okay, what do? It's a normal trend globally, right? If you were to apply for a job, let's say if somebody wants to work as a teacher in a school, all right, what will that candidate do? A simple example, a very simple example I'm asking. If you guys can hear, tell me, if somebody is applying for a job as a teacher in a school, what he or she will be doing. Okay, just give me a very plain answer, if you can. Okay, first thing is send their profile. Satvik says send their profile, so which means, Satvik, you already should have a profile. Shubh Vaid is saying credential. Shehbaz is saying work on interview skills. Perfect. Sagar says first of all you require a B.Ed degree. Absolutely yes. Vijay says first I need to learn how to teach, then I can become a teacher. Search for a vacancy. Absolutely right. I mean, if the school does not have a vacancy, or a school has a policy that they are not going to accept any teachers for the next 3 years, what's the use of applying to such schools? All right. Experience. Develop that experience. Work on the CV. Perfect. But still you guys are missing one very important point: speech skills. See, all the points which you are mentioning are from the candidate perspective. Won't you also do the research that how good is the school? What kind of teachers teach there? What are the expectations of the principal or whoever is going to interview me? What kind of candidates are they looking for? Won't you do that research? Exactly. So that is what is going to, we always think from the applicant perspective. You need to now start thinking what the programs want. What do the program directors, those who are decision makers, what are their expectations? Because once we are clear their expectations, things are going to be easier. All right. Absolutely. We will discuss that. Anvesha, don't worry, I'll come to that question as well. So what do the program directors want? Now, this is not some random data. This is an official NRMP program directors survey of 2021. All right. Under which, it is said that these are the top features which a program director looks into the candidate when they have to decide whom to interview. So the most important was step 1 scores, but now step 1 has become pass and a fail. So what they are going to see, did you pass in first attempt or not? Second is medical student performance evaluation. What is that? That is nothing but your entire MBBS journey written by your dean, talking about your experiences, your achievements, what was your NAT score, what was the class highest, what is the class average, were you above average in all the subjects, did you do something exceptional during MBBS, did you participate in ICMR projects? So this is your entire med school journey. Okay, so don't consider your med school as a place where you just have to give exams and come back. No, you have to develop all rounder as an individual. So were you participating in some extracurricular, across medical school activities, sports, anything? How did you develop as an individual, not just as a physician? Okay. Step 2 CK score, the third highest component. Can you see that? Grades in clerkships. In India, we don't grade times, in internship. Did you have any failed attempt in USMLE? See, did I tell you that step 1 failing is going to affect you badly? This is what is the example of it. Your class ranking, consistency of grade. They are not expecting everybody to be a gold medalist or a class topper. But if I have scored, let's say, 50% in my step 1, I should be getting 55 and above in second year, third year. So meaning every year from first year to final year, my scores should gradually improve. They are not expecting everybody to be gold medalist. No. Did you get any awards and honors? Okay. Of course, now the CS exam is over, but it is important that did you get any specific awards in the specialty in which you are applying? Okay. Was your medical school from where you are studying, is it accredited? Does it have a value? Or you are in some new school which nobody knows? Okay. Award and honors in basic sciences. How good did you do in your basic sciences? And you'll be shocked. I believe 2017 I was in Vishakhapatnam and I met a student, okay, and we started the journey, application and everything with her, and she got, I believe, match in 19. Yeah, 19 was the year. She was, she applied for radiology. She got about 23 interviews. How many? 23. Okay, because in radiology you have a preliminary, medicine and advanced program. So she got about 10 prelim interviews, and the rest were all advanced radio, and categorical radio. Point what I'm trying to tell you is that one of the very unique thing which was seen in her profile was that she was a pathology topper in her med school. Now you might wonder, patho is a basic science subject, but it matters. If you know abnormal, you will definitely know how to treat one. All right. So always respect your first, second year subjects. Okay. First year and second year, when it comes, when it goes, people don't know. And this is nothing but step 1. So if at all you might have not done great in your med school, compensate by passing step 1 in first attempt, or vice versa. Make sure that your first 2 year scores are good so that you can talk about that your basic sciences are strong. All right. USMLE step 3 score, absolutely important. Now this weightage, I am sure by next year will go up. Step 2 CK is definitely going to go up. All right. And of course, clerkships or rotations become very important. So I hope you are able to understand that when we say, yeah, these things should be there in your CV, there is a logic behind it, because it is nothing but experience of thousands of students who have got selected in last few years, right? So this is what the NRMP also says. It's a all-rounded profile which they are looking at. It is not just USMLE. You know, the question which was there in the poll, was it only USMLE? What is only rotations? No, it's an overall profile. Okay, and this overall profile determines your admission. Okay, Divyanshi, step 3, technically yes, is not required during match, but now with step 1 becoming pass and a fail, as of somebody who is mentoring students and advising them to optimize their profile as their mentor, I am recommending all my students to apply with the step 3 scores. Technically not required, but now that step 1 is pass and a fail, definitely step 3, if you have passed, it will play a big role. Any which way it does help when you have your H1B visa to consider during residency. Now, what is H1B visa, J1 visa? Again, if there is confusion, no problem. Type visa MOKSH Academy video. There is a complete video done demystifying all the visa issues. So watch that demystify visa issues on MOKSH Academy website and everything will be clear. If not, of course, I'm there to help you. Now, I appreciate the USMLE board or people behind USMLE a lot, many a times. Logic is they definitely do a lot of future planning, something which doesn't happen in India. We have a lot of abrupt decisions which somewhere just right before the exam something happens and some new rule pops up. Okay, and I'm sure at the UG PG level each one of you have experienced that. But the USMLE board does a lot of things which are well planned in advance. Okay, like the ECFMG 2024, they announced it back in 2009 and 10 that we are going to come up with these changes of accreditation. All right. Similarly, the step 1 exam became pass and a fail as on 2022 26th January. That was yesterday. But in the last year's match, they bought something new, something game changing, which was supplemental application. Now, what is that? I'm sure many of you might have heard. If you have, you can say yes. If not, we will talk about it. All right. So this supplemental application was a new thing which was introduced in the ERAS application when the students are ready with all the marks after graduation with the complete CV. When they apply for the match, at that point of time, you have to fill something called as ERAS application. Okay, those who have attended my MOKSH webinars, they know about this word called as ERAS. All right. But this year, along with a normal ERAS application, they introduced something called as a supplemental application. Okay, an extra application to apply for residency. Okay, so what is that supplemental application? First, please understand the words very carefully. Information about the most meaningful work experience, that is your clinical rotations or work experience in India or anywhere. Volunteer experiences, a lot of volunteer experiences are there. Research experiences. Okay, MOKSH students are already aware of volunteer experiences. Those who are not, they can go and check my LinkedIn profile. I have put up almost, you can say, 50 plus organizations where you can apply for your volunteer experiences. All right. And of course, research experiences, which all of you have the videos available on your LMS to talk about different ways to do research. All right. So point being, the most meaningful experiences. The two words are very important. Most meaningful. First of all, it should be meaningful, plus it should be most. Most, I'll come to what exactly does that mean. Okay. Then they are talking about geographic preferences. Do you have any geographic preferences? You can say as an IMG, I have none, but they did ask this time. Preference signal. This was a new thing which came. You can apply to, let's say, 542 hospitals, but you had opportunity to signal very few number of 3 to 5 hospitals whom you can signal that I am interested only in you, and this signal nobody else knows, only that hospitals know. So those who played these signals very well got more interviews this time, and I'm sure February is the rank order, March is when the matching is going to happen. People will have advantages. Most importantly, what they were asking in the supplemental application, you may list 5 experiences. Okay, program directors are interested in 5 experiences that are noteworthy and important to you in your career journey. 5 experiences, whether it is a volunteer, research, clinical rotation, it can be anything, but in all, top 5. Okay, top 5 is what they wanted in a supplemental. So their assumption is ERAS applications will have many things, out of which in a supplemental they want top 5 things you mentioned. Point is, I want to ask all of you, okay, for those who are new, don't get scared, but then you have to start working on it. But those who are already preparing for USMLE, are you ready with your top 5? Or are you even ready with 5 things to talk in your CV? That yes, I have done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have done rotations at XYZ place. I have done a volunteer experience with XYZ NGO. I have worked in so and so under so and so doctor in India. I have XYZ paper published, and I am currently doing a research and so organization. Example, I've given 5 different. It can be 3 clinical research, it can be 3 clinical experiences, 1 volunteer, it can be 4 volunteer. It is nothing to do with number, but point is, lot of time IMGs don't even have 5 things to talk in their CV. I hope you are able to understand how things are changing and how important now is the CV. So this is a question to each one of you. Are you ready with your top 5? Of course, if you are not, you have to develop. Aditi and a lot of you who are in first year, second year, and those who are new to my sessions, in the USMLE journey, CV and the USMLE preparations are like 2 parallel rails. Both have to be done parallelly. There is nothing like I will first prepare for CV, then think about USMLE, or I will first give my step 1 exam, then think about CV. CV and USMLE prep, CV and your MBBS exams, everything go in parallel. Okay. So these things, of course, as you will be engaged with MOKSH Academy, we will watch more and more MOKSH Academy videos. You will realize that. All right. Is supplemental application compulsory? If not, does filling give me an advantage? What do you think, Siddharth? You are asking me this question. Imagine I have 2 applications. One application says has only submitted ERAS, and second candidate has also submitted the step 1 supplementary application. What do you think? See, there is nothing called as compulsory. Okay, it was introduced only for medicine, dermatology, and general surgery specialties. But my point is, by having or filling up the supplemental form, you are giving more information about yourself to the program director. You are telling the program director that yes, since you are in Philadelphia and I have done so and so things in Philadelphia, I like the city, or I know the patients out there, so I have a geographic preference of Philadelphia. I hope you're able to understand. You are getting one more opportunity to impress that program director about your candidature. All right, Dhanush, what I have mentioned, top 5 is nothing but credentials in your CV. Like you are volunteering with an NGO which helps with your child rights. That is one thing you have done in your profile. Second thing is you have you have had work experience of working under a so and so doctor in India. Example, these are all examples. Third is you have done clinical rotation in some American hospital. So when I say top 5, what I mean is these are different experiences in your CV, out of which in the supplemental experience they expect top 5. The point is, lot of time IMGs don't even have 5 experiences. I hope you are able to understand. And CV is not a course that I will, in fact, I will show you. Still people buy, people try to buy CV, and how they are doing it I will show you at the end. Okay, but you cannot buy CV, believe me, you cannot do that. Unfortunately, people get into this trap of getting things easily. But yeah, so towards the end of the session you will get examples of how people are trying to buy CVs, and it does not work like that. All right, so yeah, that is what I meant. Okay, Drishti, certificates are not important. If you have, great, but if I have not done something, I will not be able to talk in the interviews. So I might not have a certificate that I have volunteered with so and so NGO, but if somebody asks me, how was your experience, what was the three things you learned in this journey, how this experience changed you as an individual, how this experience changed you as a physician, can I answer those questions unless I have done those experiences? No, right? So that is what it means. Everywhere proof is not required. I know of students 50 certificates, but when I ask them one question, they're blank. And I know of students genuine one or two certificates, but they are so passionate that it actually impresses program director. All right.